Right, there's so much information on the internet and in the magazines and all over the place about how to catch carp, but there's never too much information on how we treat a carp once we've got one on the bank, once we've netted a fish. I've got one in the net now, so I'd like to go through my procedure on the bank. Right, I've landed a carp. She's safely in the net. There's no panic, there's no need to drag her up on the bank. The first thing I've done is lay my rod down, pull the net back so it's secure, and go and grab a bank stick or a peg, anything really, just to secure that net so it can't go nowhere. Okay, once that's done, to be honest, you've got all the time in the world. The fish is not going nowhere. She's nice and happy, sitting there, chilling out, trying to recover. So in the meantime, while that's going on, I'm as quick as I can, I'm getting all my kit into position. I've got my mat ready, I've got my camera ready, I've zeroed my sling, I've got my scales, my medi kit, water, camera, the lot. You know, whatever you think you're going to need whilst that fish is on the bank, you should have it in position. Under no circumstances really should you ever drag that fish up onto the bank when you're not ready. I've seen it time and time again where people have got the fish up on the bank way too soon. Just chill out and enjoy the moment. Well, I'll take you through my procedures as the way I take the fish from the water's edge to the bank. Right, get rid of that. One thing I always like to do before I start with any fish is take my watch off, because you don't want to be scratching it with parts of the buckle. One thing I have seen a lot of also is the fish is still hooked and the line's going into the net. People roll up the net and they tighten the line up as they're rolling it, and then when they go to lift the fish out of the water, it literally rips the hook out of their mouths. So to take all that tension away from the hook link, especially on like on my zig where I can do this, what does it matter to just bite your hook link? I mean, you've only got to tie a new one on later anyway, so why not bite your hook link off? That gives the fish a little bit more freedom in the net. Take the arms off. Right, get the fish in a nice position in the bottom of the net. You don't want it falling into a pocket as you're winding it up. Fold the front in and just little by little just wind it up until you've got a nice secure bit of the net to hold. Make sure the pecs are tucked in both sides. Very important, you don't want to be lifting her out and snapping her pecs off. Right, she seems all right there, so for a minute she seemed all right. If she does that, just go over it all again, make sure she's all right, and then up you go. I like to put a little hand underneath if I can carry them. Like that, and there she is. Right, don't panic with the unhooking. If she's thrashing around, then obviously don't try and unhook it until she's laying still like this. I mean, I've never in all my carp fishing time had to use forceps yet. You know, basically you just gently pop the hook out, try and leave minimal damage possible. Like, if it's hard and you're struggling with it, then put it back in the retainer and go and get some help or someone to do it for you. Don't panic about unhooking a carp. That's where their mouths do really get ruined. Anyway, she's unhooked, so I'm going to get rid of that. And the next step really is to lift the net out of the way. Right, lifting the net out of the way, just gather the front of it, make sure the pecs are in. I like to give her a little slide like that. Don't lift the net the other way so that you're pulling the pecs apart or pulling the pecs in the wrong way. You may notice I've already got my weigh sling in position, already inside the mat, so I don't have to keep transferring the fish from sling to mat and so forth. So she's all ready to weigh now. This also doubles up as a retainer. So from here, just fold the sling together, make sure it's zipped up. I've already zeroed this weigh sling, this retainer before, whilst I was getting all my kit ready. It was one of my things that I always do, get it all zeroed in ready, so it's another thing that saves time on the bank. And the bit that everyone enjoys is the weighing. And this one here is a fraction over £20. A cradle type mat, like the Sanctuary Crib, is a fantastic bit of kit. I'd also advise if you've got mates with you to bring other mats around the side, and whilst you're taking your photos, maybe get 1 or 2 mates that are out of shot just to stay there, either side, just to lend a hand in case it does, you know, start flapping and you lose control of the fish. And then at least if it does come down, you've got someone to assist it and lay it on someone else's mats around the side. It's just another little bit of safety. So we get the photography out of the way. We want to do all this as quick as we can, really. We don't want the fish having any more stress than it's already had. So once the photography's out of the way, for me then it's Medicare, and then she's back in the lake as quickly as we can. Right, once you've got your hands in position, you're not folding the pecs back in any way, and you're comfortable and confident, you can make the lift. Still keeping her over the cradle. You don't have to lift them too high. And a big smile. Right, with your pictures done and out of the way, it's just a quick check over the fish, all the scales are all okay, and then you get your medi kit out. I've got like 2 here, I've got the mouth one and the body one. So obviously any scale dislodges or cuts or abrasions, you can put the body one on, and then for the mouth, after the hook hold, you've got that one. Just dab the area a bit dry with your little rag that comes with it. It's just so that it actually goes in, and then a quick dab onto the swab. A little bit inside. There you go.